folks, welcome to another episode of Who Lives in a House Like This. The sim that we are going to focus on today is a sim called Felipe Crump. He lives in the Glimmerbrook world and is a spell. It's going to be part of my Super Sim challenge, as all of these episodes have been. He's another character that I've added to the town. So in the Super Sim challenge, one of the storylines that we've got going right now is that the teenager Caitlin, who is our Super Sim's firstborn daughter, is getting in with a difficult crowd. She's met a boy called Drake Murphy who lives in Glimmerbrook, and he's perhaps not the best person in the world, but you know how teenagers are. When they meet somebody they fall in love, and she's gonna perhaps go down a dark pathway, get into magic. She's quite interested in spellcasting, so we're gonna see where that takes her. Now I've added in Philippe into the world because my sim is going to eventually have to do the spellcasting trees on the aspirations. She's going to have to do some of those aspirations, and in my eyes it would be a little bit out of character for Sally to just kind of go and start doing spellcasting. It's not really, she's a family sim, she's not really the type to go and do that, so I wanted to give her a motive. And the motive obviously is that her daughter is kind of fallen into the wrong crowd and is perhaps going to get herself into a bit of trouble. So in order for Sally to kind of go and help her daughter and make sure that she's alright and that she's not come to any harm or anything, she is going to have to go down the spellcasting route, because she's not going to be able to go to the magic realm without being a spellcaster herself. So she's going to get word that Philippe lives in Glimmerbrook and is of an ancient bloodline, and is probably going to be her best bet at information on how she can access the magic realm herself, and is going to kind of be a bit of a mentor. So my idea behind Philippe was kind of that he was a little bit of a Dumbledore sort of figure. He's going to be really knowledgeable, he's going to be very wise, he's going to be very helpful, very kind, so he's going to help Sally in her endeavours and hopefully stop whatever terrible plan the Murphys have for her before it's too late. Hopefully. We don't know what's going to happen. You know, anything could happen at this point. We're going to ramp up the drama. That's what we're going to do. We're going to really turn that drama up to 11. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the house now. So I've kind of given you an idea of Philippe. We've not played with him. My viewers to get involved, so I've got one viewer at the moment who comments on most of the videos, which I'm so pleased about because I love reading her comments, and she always gives me directions and she's like, this should happen and this should happen, and it's really fun to like kind of see where the ideas come from and just kind of like roll with it. And I like that. I like people to get involved. I want to do something that you want to watch, so the idea that you would sort of say, oh, I think it'd be really fun if this happened, as long as it kind of falls in with the storyline and it's not too out there, then I'm quite happy to incorporate a lot of these things anyway. So the house itself, I wanted it to kind of look magical and mystical, so it's kind of an odd shape, you know. Let's just imagine that he waved his wand and this is what came out of it. It's perhaps, I wanted like a cottagey style. I've called it Crump Burrow, so his name is Felipe Crump, and I wanted it to be like kind of a mix between like the Weasley's house, but also like a fantasy cottage kind of thing. So it's very cottagey, very small inside, very compact, but Philippe's never married, he hasn't got any children, it's just him, so it didn't need to be very large. It's got all of the things that he wants in there or needs. It's not got any more or any less. He's not greedy, he's a very kind person. So I kind of went for yellow as a theme inside. I've gone for like yellow tones, or that like kind of, it's like a golden yellow, I guess, and browns and stuff. One thing I did note is that a lot of the Discover University items works really well with the Realm of Magic items. They kind of have the same theme to them, where they're sort of antique-y and antique looking, which I thought was kind of handy. Philippe's also going to have like a garden where he's going to grow his magical plants and stuff. He is a master spellcaster, but because I've had to do that using cheats and stuff, if you did want to download and play him, he hasn't actually learned any spells or anything like that. So I'm going to kind of go in and change that, and I'm going to get him to learn some spells and do some stuff and what have you. But the problem is, the more I play with him, the more my actual sim family are doing stuff in the background that perhaps I don't want them to do, so I'm kind of reluctant to play with other families. But it might be something that we could do, like maybe kind of do some sort of rotational play. I'm not sure. I reckon it might be something I do, but it is supposed to be the super sim challenge. It's just that I don't want to just, mindlessly do aspirations. I wanted there to be a storyline. I mean, it's kind of boring if it's just pumping out aspiration after aspiration. To me, anyway, that's my personal opinion. I'm not saying that everyone feels that way, but I like to tell a story, so I will. So so like I said, the inside of the house, very small, very fit for one person. I mean, you probably, if you wanted to download this house, I will put it on the gallery along with Felipe. You could probably have like a sim that there's no TVs, no computers or anything like that, so if you did want to use and download this house, you might have to put some of those things in. This guy is obviously all about spellcasting. He's a bookworm, so there's a lot of like kind of reading nooks for him to sit and read, I guess. And it's just all very kind of antique looking. A lot of the woods don't match. I know a lot of people complain about the woods not matching in The Sims, but my kind of thing is that if you go around your own house and look, you probably won't see many woods that would match in your own house, as long as you go for the same kind of tones. Like if you buy light woods, stick with light woods. If you get dark woods, stick with dark woods. But you will find that a lot of them don't match. So I kind of wanted to do that. I wanted to make sure that all the wood tones were within the same kind of tone, and that it just kind of flowed through. And obviously I've kind of kept that gold and yellow going throughout. There's a lot of kind of skill, kind of like logic skill. I don't really know how to explain it, to be honest with you. More rather than like technology, I've kind of gone for the more basic skills. So obviously you've got chess table that you can do logic from. Obviously you've got your books, so you could do skill building through books. One thing I was thinking about, and I think that EA kind of missed a bit of a trick with this, is they should have done some sort of fireplace like travel system. Like maybe you could use the fireplace to travel to the ROM world, or maybe you could use the fireplace to travel upstairs if you've got the same one upstairs. I don't know, like in Harry Potter, I'm not saying that they should just rip off Harry Potter, but it might have been kind of interesting if they did something like that. Some sort of, I feel like we've not got very many travel things. There's not really that much kind of magical. If you ever played Supernatural, there was this thing called the llama, which kind of was a bit like the TARDIS. It was a phone box that you could go inside, and as long as you had another phone box somewhere, you could travel between the two systems. And obviously that was like a magical kind of aspect to it, and I feel like there's kind of stuff missing like that. We don't really have much travel. We definitely don't have cars. The broomsticks aren't really what I kind of thought they were going to be. I thought they were going to be a lot like the Sims 3 ones. But I don't know, I've not really played with the ROM magic, so I'm quite excited to get involved in the storyline and kind of pursue some of those magical career things that you can do, or the aspirations and what have you. Because, again, I haven't really played with it, but then I've also not really had much of a will to play with it, I guess. Like, it's not really blown me away from what I have seen of it. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm not playing with it. I don't like to be too negative. I like to give like an honest opinion of how I feel about it. If I haven't played with it, I can't really give an opinion because I haven't played with it, so I can't review it, can I? But it's not really struck my fancy to actually pursue kind of a spellcrafter. I was interested in the vampires. The vampires was quite fun because obviously it was different. We had those kind of different trees that you could go down, like the master vampire tree and what have you. And obviously this guy, he's from an ancient bloodline, so he's mastered all of the tree. Like, he's got all of his perk points in there, but obviously you can reset them and play with him however you want. I wanted him to have a magical garden because he does have a cauldron upstairs, so he's going to be making potions and stuff like that. he's going to be, like I said, he's going to be a bit of a guru to us. Sally's going to have to sort of go and find out a lot of information from him, because he's been in this neighbourhood forever, and Sally has no idea where to start. Like, why would she? She's never sort of been introduced to this world, so why would she know where to start with magic? So she's going to have to kind of come and visit him, and he's always going to be really kind. He's going to be nice. He's a nice fella. He's not a horrible person, so of course he would want to help. Also, you know, if there's any ideas for other kind of people that we could add into the magical realm, so we've got the Murphys, who are going to be Caitlin's kind of primary family that she hangs around with, and we've got Felipe Crump, who obviously lives in the town. If you can think of anybody else that we could perhaps move in, that'd be quite interesting. And a lot of these Who Lives in a House Like This are going to probably be tied into my Let's Plays that I'm doing at the moment, just purely because I like to add new families in. I want to add new storylines rather than just the basic EA storylines. I want there to be other characters, and rather than just being people that walk around the neighbourhood, I want them to be a bit more 3D. I want them to kind of have their own backgrounds and stuff. Think of like Pleasant View in The Sims 2, where everybody's got a story. Kind of want to bring that forward to The Sims 4, because although, yeah, we do have these pre-made townies, I don't really feel that attached to any of them. Not like I felt to the goths, the original goths in Sims 2, or Sims 1 even. All those kind of families I felt really sort of attached to and interested in their stories, but I can't really say that I've felt that way about The Sims 4, so I've been quite interested in bringing in my own people and making my own storylines. I guess anybody, you know, people can play it any way that they want, and that's probably, you know, that's part of it, isn't it, to be creative. And that's part of the reason why I love The Sims and why I've played it for so long, is because it gives me the outlet to be as creative as I want to do. So anyway, we are coming up to the end of the video now, so there's going to be a couple little scenes that you'll see Felipe doing magical things, and then we'll go into the screenshots. So please let me know what you think down in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Hey folks, thank you for watching the video today. If you liked what you saw, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, and in between videos you can find me on Twitter at EmmGeeYT. Thank you for watching today, and I will see you on the next one.